Happy Saturday, everybody, and welcome back to the farm. We are having one of the nicest days we've had on the farm in probably a good 2 weeks or so because of all of the rain, all of the snow we've been having. Things are starting to dry out ever so slightly, and it is time to do another complete move of our chicken coop. Get them out of this area. They've been down here in our old pumpkin patch zone for the past month or so. We are finishing up now, refreshing the nesting boxes, taking out the old straw, putting in some new straw. The tractor is connected, and we are going to be moving the entire crew down into our orchard later tonight after everybody goes in. So in the meantime, they get to be the bearers of the leftover straw from this second bale and scratch around in that until it's time to go to bed, which you can see some of them are already starting to put themselves away as we are beginning to lose our sunlight here. Had a beautiful day on the farm, and speaking of sunset, oh my goodness, there it is. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous sky off in the distance, just over 301. Always breathtaking to me, as you know, if you follow along. And Dragon is making his way around, getting ready to start loading up feed troughs. As if you leave all the food out, they will continue to munch until the bitter end. But in addition to munching, they are now feverishly scratching around into this straw looking for seeds to eat or anything else they can get their grubby little beaks on. As you can see, this field here got quite worked over between the chickens being here, between the mud, between all the water. This is a fairly new ditch. Well, the ditch was here, but we had it carved out a little better by Justin, who does all of our excavating and heavy equipment work here on the farm for us. It did a really great job at helping to drain some of this water. Otherwise, this field would have been completely flooded. It may be hard to tell from the angle of the camera, but this entire back end slopes down, and so everything has a tendency to settle here in this patch of garden space, which is where we have always grown our pumpkins. Some years better than others, but we are completely retooling everything hopefully this year, including at some point in time taking down those aging pine trees right there that are becoming a bit of a hazard with the winds as branches fall whenever we have some gusty days here on the farm. This crew, as you may have noticed, has been very adventurous, and no fence tends to keep them all in, so we're hoping that moving them over to our orchard space will at least give them the opportunity to head down into the wooded area where they can explore a little bit more and be a little happier and a little less bored without coming out into the open farm area, getting into the parking area space, and in the way of customer traffic coming in and out like the majority of them were today. We'll try to bring you guys along for the move. If it's not too dark, it might be, so I'm not sure how great the camera will do. Right now, Dragon is going to try to do a daisy chain to get this gorilla cart. Oh, you know what we have is that black rope, that thick black rope. It's sitting right there. It might be better. Try to daisy chain the two gorilla carts so we can go ahead and get those moved first. It helps that this cart is empty, so there's less struggle to move it, although Chickens, of course, always are hungry, looking for food. Step one is to shuttle the feed carts on over, along with the troughs and the waterers. So far, so good. And then once everybody puts themselves to bed, we'll come back out and get the entire crew moved over. Happy Sunday, everybody, and welcome to the day after. The big move took place last night. It got dark. The coop temporarily got stuck, so we had to get it moved in the dark, putting the rope on it and kind of backing it out of the area that was wet in the garden space down there, and we made it. Everybody is now down in the corner of our orchard. The creek is right over in the corner section. The tree line is in the ditch that separates the farm from 301. And here we are down in Champion's Orchard, where the chickens have not been in this portion of the orchard since we had our last flock that we got rid of last summer. So this is new territory for this latest crew, and we are very interested in seeing how they adjust, as well as Snow. Snow is now the resident chicken charmer. We moved his house down last night as well, so he is now, I know, I'm talking about you. He's now as well down here protecting chickens, especially as we are closer to the wooded area. It's still winter time. coyote pressure and all of that stuff. So Snow is going to be the guy who helps to keep all of that down and keep the flock here safe. Morning, Dragon.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm wonderful.
I wasn't listening. What did you say?
Doesn't matter. Just speak from the heart.
No, everything you said was good. Got them down. You guys know that we've been having an issue with chickens just getting out. They're too close to the house. They constantly can see us. So naturally they're attracted to us and they keep flying over the fence. The fences are kind of far away. They have a big foraging area. Only thing that we need to kind of worry about is them crossing the ditch and getting onto the road. So we might need to put some fencing on the other side of these trees eventually, but we'll see if they venture.
Especially the guineas. The guineas are already scoping it out. They're like, what can we get into today?
But yeah, it's going to be interesting also to see, like Kevin said, we're closer to the wooded area. Predator pressure might be a little bit higher, but with snow here, that should take care of that. We still need to find a permanent solution how we're going to have snow. Since we kind of train them to be off leash most of the time, and eventually we would like to go back to that, but right now he's going to have to be on leash around the coop somewhere. So how that develops, we'll see as we progress.
It's a little bit cold. We'll come back out when it warms up with some
We
water.
just brought a bucket of water since we are in mid-20s this morning, frosty morning. So we brought him a bucket of water to have something to start. It's supposed to warm up today into 50, so Cameron is buying breakfast this morning.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go have breakfast, and then we're going to actually finish this setup here. So.
All right. The ducks will no doubt wonder what's going on too once they get out. They haven't really ventured down this way too much. The turkeys are familiar with this territory, but as long as everybody explores and stays down in the orchard, we'll be happy.
Chickens will be laying in Snow's house, I can tell that.
Yeah, they're already investigating that new dark space to go lay eggs in. So we'll have to take care of that, I'm sure. So welcome to New Adventure Day, everybody. We will bring you along and let you know how we progress throughout the week. Happy Monday, everybody. We are out on the big pasture doing a few planting projects today. If you watched last week's vlog, you saw that we acquired some linden trees or American basswoods that we intended to plant. These are not those. These, however, are cuttings that have grown into small trees from willow trees that we have been, I guess, keeping alive now for 2 seasons. From a few, we bought 3 willow trees 2 winters ago, and in trimming them up, we managed to plant the cuttings and get 16 willow tree saplings. One of them died, I believe, and that left us with 15. Dragon and Cheryl have come out and planted 6 of them here. 2 of the originals are further down in the middle of the fence area along 301 where we're standing right now, and they are doing okay on both sides of the ditch. The linden trees have a plan for planting them on the back end of the big pasture further down in that corner instead of placing them here along the side of the road. This will hopefully be a great place for these, since, as you can see, the ground stays relatively moist and willow trees like water. So having them here in this kind of marshy land near our drainage ditch, we're hoping is an excellent spot for them to thrive as they settle in with their rooting system and also continue to grow. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Dragon and I are back down on our big pasture doing some planting of some things that we have had sitting up overwintering near the store for quite some time. And we have decided to do a little bit of planting here at the base of our market garden area. The space right in front of me is where we just moved the chicken coop away from our former pumpkin patch. Of course, our drainage ditch is right here, and if you can appreciate the topography at all based on the image you're seeing on your screen, we have a little bit of a slight hill that comes up over on this side, and we are doing the planting just on top of this hill. A few things that we are putting in are a couple of beauty bushes. This is a Pearl Glam beauty bush of the proven winners variety. We have 2 of these. Those are both going over here on this side. In between them, we have a magnolia tree. This is a Royal Star magnolia. We have 2 of these planted in our raised bed garden up by the seating area near the store. This is a spring bloomer. On the far end of this line, starting out, I guess, the beginning of our planting row, we are putting one of those American linden trees that we just got. While Cheryl was here yesterday, she and Dragon trimmed them all up. So we picked one that looked relatively straight and didn't have as much bark damage on it. Several of them have a few of these spots that are on them, and this one seemed to be the one that had kind of the least amount of that, even though they all seem to be doing pretty good, pretty alive, and starting to push some buds at the front. Dragon is coming back with some shears. And on the opposite side of this planting line, we have 3 forsythia bushes. We had 4. One of them appears to have died, so we still have it sitting up top in its nursery can. We're gonna see if there's some life left in that one as it starts to get warmer and these start waking up. Forsythias are one of my favorite springtime colors. that bright burst of orange. I'm sorry, yellow. I'm not colorblind. That bright burst of yellow that pops up first in the springtime. So we'll have a little forsythia hedge here. We decided to group things together a little bit more for some bigger impact. And here we left space in the center of all of this to transplant some of our eucalyptus trees that have been rocking and rolling. They are now moving into their second season, I believe, since they've been planted. I'm going to make my way across this generous mud field here without slipping or falling from where the chicken coop was. And you see why the chickens now are so much happier to be down in the orchard, enjoying some grass and getting out of this slick and muddy space that we had them in for the past few weeks. But here are those eucalyptus trees planted here from seed that we started, and they have been doing amazingly well ever since. Majority of them have survived. They are probably a good 15 to 18 feet tall, especially this one right here. And we're going to take a few of these and plant them over on the other side of that little berm, on the other side of the drain as well. And I would like to perhaps also see if we can find a spot for at least one of these somewhere up closer towards the house and the store to enjoy that variation in color and that scent. Plus, I just think it's so special to have this story that we started these here from seed and how well they've done here in our climate. So we're going to go ahead and finish prepping the trees. Dragon is giving everything a rejuvenation prune right now, and we'll get to work digging those holes, getting some polytone fertilizer down into the ground and get them planted. The ground, as you see, is still pretty wet, so when Dragon and Cheryl were planting the willow cuttings right along the inside of our pasture here along 301 yesterday, that ground, you put your shovel in and it's nothing but wet mud, and they're coming out. So these will definitely have a nice drink of that wet earth, like Trinity is here drinking from the tiniest puddle available in the ground. The trees that we're going to be planting will love it as well. Well, everybody, the planting for today is complete. We ended up breaking one of our shovels, so had to transition to a very small spade as well as pull out the pickaxe to help get all of the eucalyptus trees out. The roots were very odd, didn't take any video of them, but they did not seem to be as deep as we thought they were. The tree portion was very deep down into the ground, and then like the small root system kind of coming off shallow underneath the soil. So we're hoping that these do okay as they're transplanted. At least everybody got some Hollytone fertilizer, and you see how wet the soil is here, so that will help also too. Right here is where we are again, right along 301, our drainage ditch here in the field, and we decided to add this last eucalyptus tree at the end of this line. In between, once again, are our 3 forsythia hedges that we have trimmed back here. We had a 4th one that I'm not quite sure whether it is alive, but if it starts showing sign of life, we may pop it out here or pop it somewhere else And then we placed 2 of the tallest eucalyptus trees that we transplanted here. Gave everything a little bit of a trim. You can see kind of right here where some of those nodes are that we took down because these were looking rather bushy. There's still probably a good 6 to 8 of them that are still up there, but they have more of a smaller growth habit and bush form. So these were the tallest ones. Even with all this wind down here, they were in a very windy spot, even though they were packed in together and holding each other up. Hopefully they are at least strong enough, even as they start to redevelop their root system, that they'll be okay down here. The beauty bushes, the magnolia, another beauty bush, and then on the end, that linden tree. Our boots are a muddy mess. We are a muddy mess. The shovel is a muddy mess. Dragon?
We broke a shovel.
I told him we broke a shovel. How does it feel to get this project done?
Even this little difference looks really good. Just realized we bought those irises at Costco last year. With some of those irises, we have the, what's it called, love grass?
Yeah, purple love grass.
Purple love grass maybe around the trees, so we don't have to cut as close with the lawnmower. I think that will look nice, but it looks good. Already kind of improved the area.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not an ugly ditch anymore. It's just
nice. Instant impact, especially once everything starts to continue to wake up this season. Probably won't get the color or the bushiness this year as everything spends its time kind of getting established. But once we do start seeing that life down here on the ditch on this end of the pasture, it will be a welcome sight.
Yeah, this linden tree, I know it seems like a crazy idea planting such a big tree middle of the field, but it will also serve as a shade for sheep in the future. We talked about it before that these grow to 50 feet wide and 80 to 100 feet tall, but that takes 15-20 years to get there. But
this guy at least has a nice start, probably a good close to 20 feet tall.
no, it's not. No.
You don't think so? You're 6'3". That's
8, 10 feet, 10, 11.
Plus or minus.
Kevin's 20 feet. No, it's good.
All right, I think that's.
Maybe show them from that side. They can see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do a little walkthrough on the way out.
What do you call it?
That's a technical term, by the way.
Drone, everybody! I got it.
One day, it's on the vision board.
I bought Kevin a drone. He didn't like it.
He's saying he bought me a drone and I didn't like it. It was too cheap. Send it back. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to a new delivery day here at the farm, where we now have ice cream, coffee, strawberry, chocolate, vanilla, everybody's favorite butter pecan, sea salted caramel, cookies and cream, coconut joy. And the Ariagas are here. Casa Ave Farm is in the house, helping do some unloading and stocking of today's dairy delivery. A day late, once again, but it is here. Been a very, very busy day on the farm. We have milk delivered, along with some lemonades, all the popular items. Of course, the ice cream is a new addition. We got more kimchi delivered earlier today from our friends at Soul Creations here in King George. And you saw that we started the day today with getting some asphalt millings delivered so that we can start officially transforming the parking lot space. Justin is out here now moving the rest of the top layer that he has scraped up from that parking area so that he can then begin to spread some of the millings that we have. We are getting another 2 loads delivered tomorrow. We got 2 loads delivered today. The weather has been nice, which means it is time to start really sprucing the place up around here for a busy season, especially after that crazy first part of the year so far, with all of the snow, all of the rain, and this giant mud puddle that we had right here in front of the garden center. So we knew we needed to prioritize getting this fixed up and ready for big traffic as soon as we can. And we're just so happy that the weather is finally breaking and that Justin had some availability and we were able to get a hold of some millings. All things are slowly starting to come together in the way that we need them to. Happy Friday, everybody. We have made it to the end of the week.
Oh my God, did we?
And oh, what a week it has been. We started today with getting 2 more loads of asphalt millings. I think Justin is coming sometime this weekend to do,
Morning, 7 a.m.
well, 7 a.m. tomorrow. So guess how next week's vlog is going to start, everybody.
It'll be up at 6:45 tomorrow, everybody.
Well, Justin knows how to let himself in. But we are exhausted. Today was an extremely busy day here on the farm.
Extremely?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Let's turn this way. You know why?
Don't you have the sense of it?
You know what we have not told the good people of YouTube, Dragon?
You're about to tell me.
Well, all of your awards that you won this week.
Oh, I won. No, that
Yeah,
was all
we
good.
were saving it to close out the vlog. So if you've
We won all of this right here. Look at this.
if you made it this week, you are now seeing the list of things that we won. We were nominated in 4 categories for Best of the Best for King George County. We were nominated as Best Overall Business, Best.
Best of the best of the best, sir, with the honor. For those of you that watch Man in Black, will know that reference.
Let's have a steady camera on this bobblehead
All right,
camera.
let's do it.
We were nominated for Best Overall Business, Best Family-Owned Business, Best Agriculture or Farm Business, and Best Customer Service. We won 3 out of those categories. We won Best Overall Business for King George County, Best Family-Owned Business for King George County, Best Farm or Agriculture Business for King George County, and Chick-fil-A beat us out for Best Customer Service. The Jesus Chicken, the Jesus Chicken won. So we are extremely, extremely humbled and thankful for all the support that we get here in our community. You hear us say it time and time again, but we aren't just saying it to fill airtime. We really do mean it, and it shows every day with all the interactions that we get. We could not have come as far as we've come and have busy Fridays like we had today without the amazing support of all our wonderful folks here in King George County.
Yes, indeed. Whatever this guy says, can't top that.
Dragon is holding the camera tonight.
My hand is shaking,
so steady.
This is it.
Steady yourselves, everybody. Closing thoughts, Dragon.
I don't know yet. Hold on. Did you show everything?
Mm-hmm.
If you, and what do you know?
Dragon wants me to show you what I already showed you, so here we are.
I wasn't listening, as usual.
As usual, correct. Parking lot is looking much improved over what we've been showing you for the past 2 weeks with all of the rain, all of the snow, the mud puddles that have been put around the ground. When we moved here to this property, as you can see, all of the rock that is on the ground here, this was pretty much overgrown gravel. And having Justin come in yesterday and scrape it up exposed a lot of this rock that was already there. And so now we're going to have some more asphalt millings eventually when we can afford to continue to spread the millings throughout this area. We still also too need to clean up that space to extend the parking area all the way to the fence. Our fig trees are planted just on the opposite side of that fence line there. But always progress forward. As I told folks today in our Facebook post, just trying to make things a little nicer when our customers visit the farm with each move that we make. Hopefully that is the case, and we want to always be moving forward, sometimes a little bit slower, sometimes as the budget permits, which can be a limiting factor in all of our lives. But we are happy to at least be back into a usable space here compared to what we've been dealing with this entire year so far.
Oh, good job, Ken. That was amazing. Wow.
All right, let's go. Let's
It's
close
a little long-winded there. And with all that, this week has come to the end. Big week. We have some even bigger weeks coming, some new partnerships that we're working on. So exciting times coming up. So
For sure. Stay tuned indeed. And if you happen to be traveling through Virginia, coming down US 301 and driving through King George County, make sure you stop right here and see us at the farm. Everybody stay safe out there, and we'll see you again real soon.
we'll see you next week.